Oh, this is so unfortunate. But let me do the poem. So this poem is called Tongenilong, and it's about my relationship with Afrikaans.
Mm-hmm.
My tongue sounds like the Transvaal fixed in dialect. By a place I've never been, never seen, it is foreign. My mouth rounds and stretches as if it had swallowed a whole farmer. That farmer who owned the land where my grandfather labored. That one who stole the land that my uncle owned. It sounds like cheesing to myself. Nothing like my mother's tongue, almost like my mother tongue, but too light, too heavy, too instructional to be my own. My tongue betrays my skin is enemy to my words. My word sounds like triggers to 76, like generational psychosis, like sermons built on laws. I wish my tongue a more digestible Afrikaans, and if it was more Cape Flats than Free State, Vrystaat would mean something different than vermaak, for ghosts who do not belong here in my mouth. It would mean code for survival. Too much mandatory textbook and compulsory have undone my tongue, my mother's tongue, not my mother tongue. And now I carry only ghosts from places I have heard of and never been to that walk trauma from my mouth.
Are you still there? Roche's Wi-Fi has cut out. It's most regrettable. Perhaps we could, if Toko or Yvette, either one of you, if you're ready, you're welcome. Toko? Are you ready, Toko?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a couple. Beautiful.
I think it's Roche's microphone that's active.
Let me go check Roche. Oh my word. Welcome to the new people joining us. Roche, are you back? Roche, we lost you for a bit there. Are you back with us? Why don't you WhatsApp me when you're ready, Roche, when you have your internet sorted out. Until then, we'll have Roche, you're back. Yes. Okay, Roche, we'll take you again. Let me spotlight you. There we go. We're ready for you. The internet at your place cut out. When you're ready, Roche. Oh no. Okay. Toko. Let's have you. Toko, sorry for interrupting. Okay, Toko. I'm trying to unmute you, but it won't unmute you. Unmute yourself and I'll spotlight you. There you go.
Okay.
There you are. We have you. We see you beautifully.
Woo!
That's a large tree behind you, girl.
I know. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to read two of my poems that were published in Ons Kleiki, which I can't pronounce properly. It's the 2018 edition. And here goes. The first one. It's called Becoming. Becoming. You and I will become friends. kissing friends, stealing the sugar and spilling it on the kitchen floor. The mosquitoes will eat us both, but I will scratch and you will rub. I hunt the scorpions while you sit under the light, attracting their prey. We sing together with the cicadas as night falls. When the stars come out and the old bear becomes herself, you and I will search out for hyenas, for new friends. Crocodiles disturb my dreams, but yours are quiet and uneventful. I've lost my poems and you have found yours. We come apart as the elephants arrive. The dirt roads took us away from Mosiatunya. I can see your hair help catch insects as the bucky navigates mud and stone. We are apart. You don't see me eating Pringles on the Greyhound, longing for the taste of spilt sugar. That's it. Should I do another one?
Good job.
Thank you. One more? Okay. Who was she? She was never here or there. She was never to be with him or her. She could sing and not use a power tool. She could iron and choose not to. She had loved fire and hated being ignored. She had a taste for money and never had any. She became cisgender and non-conforming. She became colored and an amasalat. She forgot to be polite. She forgot to say, fuck you. She left and never said why. She left who she was. Thank you.
Love it.
We love that.
Yes.
So those
Bravo.
were two very short ones. Please put the third one in your appropriate place and hang on to it for a bit. And Zeni says, very powerful Toko. Okay, Mansoor is going to do a small piece of music for us. Unmute and spotlight video. I see Mansoor has got, he's got, there we go. You've got video today, Mansoor. Nice to see you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Zenaria. That was wonderful to hear you singing after many years.
Thank you, Mansoor.
And the part of the poem that Roche did was wonderful. And thank you, Toko. I'm just chatting while I'm switching on everything here.
Take your time.
Okay, here we go. You must let me know if the sound is okay.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Can we applaud, please? Applause, applause. That was gorgeous. Mansoor, we just want to pause you for a moment. You can come with a second number for us as a belief. That was very beautiful. We want to get back our lost poet, Roche. Are you ready, Roche?
Yes, I am. I am.
Do you have enough bandwidth for video?
Yes, I do.
I'm looking for you and I can't find you. Imagine that. An activist that can't be found. It seems only when you put on video that I'm able to spotlight you.
Okay, can you see me now?
I'm looking for you. Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
I can spotlight you now. All right, there you go.
Hi, everybody. Oh, wow. Like the millennial that can't handle technology. What a surprise. It's great to be here with all of you. So I don't know how much you got of the poem, but I'm going to do it again.
You're going to have to do it. 2 poems.
Yeah. Okay. So this one is called Tonginelong. My tongue sounds like the Transvaal fixed in dialect. By a place I've never been, never seen, it is foreign. My mouth rounds and stretches as if it has swallowed a whole farmer, that farmer who owned the land that my grandfather labored, that farmer that stole the land that my uncle owned. It sounds like treason to myself, nothing like my mother's tongue, almost like my mother tongue, but too light, too heavy, too instructional to be my own. My tongue betrays my skin is enemy to my words. My word sounds like triggers to 76, like laws built on sermons, like generational psychosis. I wish my tongue a more lighter Afrikaans, an African chance to unswallow the sound of pain. If it was more Cape Flats than Free State, Vrystaat would mean something different than Vermaak, for compliments, for ghosts who do not belong here in my mouth from myself. It would mean code for survival. Too much mandatory, textbook, and compulsory have undone my tongue, my mother's tongue, not my mother tongue. And now I carry only ghosts from places I've heard of, places that I've never been to, that walk trauma too well, te goed, te suiwer, too Afrikaans. Thank you.
That was awesome. I really, really found it very moving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Very beautiful, very moving. Do you want to do a second one?
Yeah, I think now that I'm in the mood. Okay, so this one is called Black, and It was kind of a love poem to myself because I was like the dark sheep in my family, the darkest one. But I soon learned that black was a love poem. Why are we so scared of black? Is it the moving, the looming, the fear that it might attack our minds, our souls, our skin, trickling, etching into our being, leaving the mark of despair? Fair, all we aspire to in the color of this continent is black. A black thread connecting from Cape to Cairo, but still denotations and connotations grow, and old beliefs are not let go of black as a savage force seeking to control. Black, the soul, the color of coal and oil, which gives rise to economic science, but yet we toil and deny that black supplies our roots. A mold of a people of early times, of unity, simplicity, when all that existed was black. Black, black, I am black. I wear my black and I swear my black. I track my black skin and see in a gates retold, past spirits unfold in the wide leaping black. I embrace my black and let it envelope me like shadows, attached, loud, proud, because black don't crack. Dark is lovely, black is beautiful, mysterious, yet definitive, not abstract. But the name of black has been blackened by black people who have driven back the name of black, where Africans seek to be South Africans. Black is colored lighter and colored is colored whiter, all out of spite for black. And every definition of black has become abject. Black hole, black sheep, black magic. So tragic that we are so scared of black, black looming, black moving. A sordid past we reenact when we deny our heritage of black.
Thank you, Roche. That's great, Roche. Wonderful, wonderful. Hiya, donkey. We're going to take, and you perform excellently as well. We're going to take a small pause from Roche, so you're welcome to mute. And then we're going to go back to Mansour so he can do his second piece for us. When you're ready, Mansour, I'm going to put you on spotlight.
No, you must give me like a 30-second opportunity to get ready. 30 seconds. You want to take another act first?
Sure. We'll take another act and get ready then. And then
Okay.
not music, we're doing poems because we want to intersperse the poems with some music. So, Yvette, are you there? Yvette Abrams?
Sure, I'm here. Why didn't we put my video on?
I'm looking for you.
Sorry, the internet on the farm's not that great, so I tend to switch off the video if I'm not actually.
I'm searching. I see. Okay, good. Hello, Yvette, and we
Okay.
are so let's take Yvette's poems, and then we'll do Mansour. We also still have Glenn Aronson here to play mouthbow and do a poem. I hope Rory Madiopi is online now. We also have Zeni gonna do a poem. We've got my illustrious self with 3 poems short, and then more. So Yvette, it's all yours, and then when you finish your 2 poems, Mansour can do his second song, and we'll continue in that way. Have no fear. I've got everything managed.
I only have one poem today.
Do you see me sulking? Rock and roll, girl.
Okay, so the name of my poem is Watermelon. And those of you who were here last week know that without hesitation, this poem is dedicated to my partner, Poet on Watch, who is currently on lockdown in Newark, New Jersey. Now, Newark, New Jersey is the state that is worst affected, the second worst state affected by the virus. It's 30 minutes from New York, in the freaking worst country affected by the virus. So these are hard times, and I'm sorry, I want to be more positive. Well, actually, I am positive. She's fine. She's absolutely fine. She's A-okay, but it's a hard time. But for all of you, for all of you, there are many of us who are far apart from our partners. There are people locking down away from their children. We've all got somebody far away that we're worrying about and praying for. And so I want to speak for all of you with this poem. So, Watermelon, dedicated to POW. You planted watermelons in the spring. Laughingly, you joked that no other woman has ever planted watermelon for me, and that indeed is true. You planted watermelon in the spring, and together we laughed, saying, oh, when you come back for Easter, the watermelon will be ripe. I ate the watermelon. It was crispy, sweet. The sugary juices were running down my chin. It was simply the most delicious watermelon that I have ever eaten in my entire life. And so you boost my immune system even when you aren't here. Appreciate it. Thank you.
It was very
Wow.
beautiful.
Wow.
That's very
Extraordinary.
beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you. It was not dreary at all. It was quite uplifting, I thought. So bless you. Namaste. So when Mansoor is ready, we will have you with your song. And I'm spotlighting you now, Mansoor. There you go.
Thanks very much. I'm going to do an original of mine. It's called Chocolate Shake. I won't do an explanation of the name now, but here we go.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. We can applaud for Mansoor.
Woo!
That was great. Thank you very much. So I would like to do my 2 poems now, if you don't mind, and then we can take Glenn Aronson with his 1 song and 1 poem afterwards, and we'll keep rolling like that. I'm keeping a tally of the performers who committed and what's up. So if that's all right with you, I will now do 2 poems. I don't know how, here we go. Okay, so when you're ready. Beautiful, Mansoor. Thank you so much. And it's such a privilege to hang out with you guys on Saturday afternoons. So my first poem is called Dissecting My Intersectionalities. I did post all 3 poems on the event page as well. Dissecting my intersectionalities. The skyscrapers that are my illusions implode neatly, like contemporary Japanese explosions. External sheets of concrete encapsulate internal metal pylons, leaving me stripped bare, like a 40-something educated woman, abandoned by her spouse for a deep-throat secretary. No home, no children, no maintenance, no friends, no pension, no heteronormative privileges. Just tight-throat fears and sleepless nights, because we all need a good wife. Even as slavery recedes like waves, humans to be reinvented as serfs, farm workers, sex workers, pornography lovers. I see the burdens of white male elite as I feel the pains of my own oppressions and privileges. Only female dogs are bitches, and some bitches bite worse than they bark. That was my poem number 1. And in a moment I will read my second poem. Thank you.
Woo!
Second poem is called, when you're ready, We African Women. And it goes as follows. We African women. Wooden statue in a touristy waterfront jazz cafe, laden down by an aging metabolism and the voluptuousness of multiple motherhood breasts. Severed miniatures clinging to sundry body parts, with food bowl always perched on crown. Barefoot, while buffoonish black men smirk and treat women like cattle, so outmoded, almost as boring as crabs in an HIV era. That was my second poem. So, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, I have my Piece de Resistance is my third poem. And thank you, Mansoor. And we will now have Glenn Aronson join us with his mouth bow, I think it is, and a poem. So thank you. So Glenn, I'm looking for you. I'm muting the rest of you, and my apologies for muting you. It seems very evil.
Okay.
Glenn Aronson, I'm looking for you, looking for you. I know that sounds familiar. Oh, there you are. I'm unmuting you. Is your video working?
Should be.
What happened?
Yes. Well,
Oh,
I
there
was,
you are. Let me spotlight you so my face will get. Oh, hello, Glenn. Long time no see, brother.
likewise. Hi.
We'll take your
No problem.
mouth bow and your poem when you're ready.
Okay. Listen, I'm a bit of a klutz with with setting up for you to view stuff. So I've got a poem that I thought I'd read, and then I just play out somehow with a bow, if that's okay.
Oh yes, please. However you like. You in the driving seat.
Okay, so I would then view and read, and then. All right. Okay. Hi everyone. Okay, so again, I mean, these times are crazy, isn't it? Um, so I'm linking up here where I'd been locked down like everybody else with my son. And it's been a time of just staying connected, whatever that means. And it's brought a sense of a balance between, or a need for a sense of a balance between what we are impressed by and what we are expressing. So that's taken multiple forms, but it's just crazy and all over the show. And I'm sure I would spend many years looking back, trying to make sense of what the hell it is that I've been writing and playing and doing during this period, because whatever it is, it's not always making sense to me. So good luck with what I'm reading. I'm just going to start. This is titled Outliers, although it's not, I'm not sure how it's linked to. It's words. Outliers. Untouched and maladjusted to this virtual reality banality, out of reach and range of a fixed address prescribed, a demarcated patch of soil onto which the foot of many a soul is fettered, a patch of blue of sorts, saturated in virtuous insanity, nomads at the periphery, counting stops, cutting routes, slicing winds, marking dreams, subjugated to move beyond, traversing poverty's bowels, embodying life's effluent, through the long drop of colonial infection and intestinal disease that run like waterwood, food chain to dam waste bins, metal and concrete, terrains to hunt and gather and recycle poverty's plastics as vultures turn ahead, inspiring to stay afoot, to paddle the mirage and stay the slow boat, bending the bow on the stomach as the stomach burns. History, collusive, obfuscates sharply, tongues cut in silence, resist the void. Blikkies door becomes visibly violent, loitering not accommodated, spikes, atrocities populated in numbers. The acculturated, co-opted, philosophy's ideology precludes, cave accommodates statistics, cage assimilated science, domesticated spirits and lab rats saturated, pickled and procured. Schrodinger's cat is neither here nor there, where lions are killed in can. In the species' quest for from east to west, as south suffer the excesses of north, the wrath mutates and go on the prowl. Cardinal points divide, land in conquest. As fate subjects enslavement, man to man's rule abject, man to man's law made of gods drunk on wine, yet thirsting to quench where water is fuel on fires. And hell is real and dry for the outliers. That's it. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. That was very, very moving.
Amazing.
Yeah, it seems as if one needs a little bit of time to process it. It's very rich, very deep. No pun intended on the rich. So thank you, Glenn, for that very moving performance. I'm just wanting to check where everybody is. So Laura Myers had asked if we could please turn either our photos on, hello Laura, or our video, as you wish, either photo or video.
Yes, I just thought it was quite nice last week having the picture of everyone, but if we wait till the end, we might end up losing a few people. So this is great. If everyone can just pop the video on for a quick second, and I'll take a
So
take
just
a picture
before you
and
do
we'll-
that, that's great, Dawn, for thank you for lifting up. Neil, Neil, I keep calling you Neil. Steve Newman, you just adjust your screen a bit. Glenn Aronson, come back, you've run away.
Yes,
Hello,
Steve,
Patty.
if we could see
Thank you
less of the
very
wall
much.
behind you and more of your face.
Marcy, Esther, the others, do you want to put on a photograph or join the video? Before you go, Noel Daniels, just hang on, we're taking a picture. Okay, everybody, smile. Are you taking the picture, Laura Myers? Laura wants everybody in the picture before you go. No, adjust your screen, please, love. There are other people. Jill Cronenberg, come on, sit on your video. Henny van Vier and Caroline Safi, beautiful people. Put on your video or put a picture, or Laura will be deeply unhappy. What do you want, Laura?
Laura, you're on mute.
How can she be on mute? No, she's not. Your sound has gone off, but you're not muted. Nothing can mute Laura, by the way. Come on, take the picture. Did you take it, Laura? Not if you did. She didn't. Okay, so we will now resume. We have, just check here. I'm waiting for Rory Madiopi all the way from Pretoria, but he doesn't seem to be here yet. If he is here, please WhatsApp me or something indicate that you are here. Otherwise, there are two poems that we still are needing to do. One is Zenny and then me. So Zenny, do you want to do your poem? Zenaria Barends, is jy reg?
Ek is reg.
Thank you. Which suburb of Woodstock Republic are you in?
In Pinelands.
Good girl. Rock and roll with your poem, please. Thank you.
Okay, this poem is new, written during lockdown, and it's called Love in Lockdown. Intermittently is how we see each other. It's been months since I heard the news of your abrupt exit from your gated hearth, filed it in that dusty corner of unfulfilled promises and dulled expectations. It's been decades since I felt easy touching you, propriety and all that. In used rooms for rent, your long simmering corrosive tie hung like an eerie shadow over our furtive coupling, coated in silent layers of whiskey breath and smoke, sharing the forbidden caress of stolen kisses. Desperately seeking kindred spirits in this surreal time, hidden safely behind screens, we held a lockdown party. Holed up in scattered rooms, we crossed multiple boundaries and time zones, shared personal stories, songs of choice, and poetry in this cruel, crazy, beautiful world. Neruda on stillness, interspersed with healthy drafts of laughter, to face down an insidious virus. You were there, my surprise. Across the miles, you chose me, yet only I could see my eyes drinking you in. Our next kiss, I imagine, will be glorious and familiar, not that of thieves and offered freely in the light. The beauty of your distant presence, more fulfilling than history's tainted touch, solid in its abstraction, safe in lockdown, maybe the purest our remote, enduring love has ever been. Thank you. Oh, an acknowledgement to Johnny Clegg and Savuka for Cruel, Crazy, Beautiful World. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeni. That was very moving. You did read that last week, so it's becoming an
No, I
iteration.
did not.
Why do
I
I
think Noel shared it on my birthday this
Oh
week.
gosh, yes,
On
it was very
Facebook. So,
moving. Yes.
yes. So
Thank
I
you.
wrote it this week. Thank you.
Thank you. We feel very privileged that you read it. So now I didn't only read it, but I heard it from you. I'm just messaging the performers here. So, okay, let me do my last poem for you, and then I will ask the performers if they wish to do some more songs and another poem each. So just a second. All right, my last poem is called Troubled. I wrote it in the middle of Vienna. Troubled, I search for you through crowds, in castles, gardens, zoos, water, earth, sky, only to find the outlines of your shadow. I reach for you, and like the wafting ghosts we've become, find only breath that is ice to my chapped lips. Like ancient myths, I fashion clay from lifetime's memories, a mirror to my lonely soul. I weep. This fantasy is mine alone. I can only continue living close to God, knowing the other half of my soul stays somewhere out there, troubled. Thank you. That was my troubled poem.
Awesome.
Very
Wow.
troubled. My poem was very troubled in the middle of Europe.
Thank you, Bernie.
Beautiful, Bern.
Troubled.
Troubled and beautiful.
Okay, so I see Huawei 8 has raised their hand and I'm trying to check the chats. Just bear with me for a second. I don't know whether it's somebody wanting to perform. Otherwise, we'll take you, we'll take the musicians one at a time. Who needs time to do another song? We have Steve, we have Glenn, we have Mansoor. Zeni, do you have another song for us or not?
I prepared one, Bernie, so
No,
I
school.
don't think.
Namaste, namaste. Next week. I am a patient girl. Okay, so Mansoor, are you ready now?
Yeah, can be.
So just pause for me for a second. Let me just consult with the others. Let me put us on gallery so I can see who's what up. And then in terms of poetry, is Bella still there? No. Does Roche or Toko or Yvette have another
Yes,
poem?
I'm here. I'm here.
I can do another
Got you
poem.
down. Who's doing another poem? Zeni.
I can do one, Roche.
Roche and Toko is doing another poem.
I can do another one as well. Bella.
Who's Bella? Okay, so I've got Bella, Roche, and Toko each a poem, and I've got our three musicians. So we'll intersperse, okay? So let's have Mansoor now, and then the poets. But just before you start, can I just check? People are raising their hands, but I don't know what it means. Help me out. You're raising your hand to do. to perform.
It was when you were asking if we want to do a poem. Yeah.
Oh, teach me things. Okay, so then we're ready. Everybody else, we'll mute. Steve, you're coming back after the poet, ne? So hang in there. And then Mansoor, when you're ready. Are you ready?
Almost. I just had a bit of a problem now with another song playing.
Okay.
All right, just give me 10 seconds and I'll be with you.
Do you want the poet to start so long? And then you'll come in
No, I'm
afterwards?
ready. I'm ready.
Okay, we're ready for you then. That was beautiful, Mansoor. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. We're going to now go through the poets. We're going to go one poem, one musician, if that's okay. So we're going to go, if you don't mind. Is Bella ready? Isabella Matambanazzo.
Where did I put it?
And as you're doing that, we're going to ask Steve Newman after Bella to play one last song. And then we're going to have Roche do her last poem. And then we're going to have Glenn, if he's able to do another music piece for us. And then we're going to finish with Toko Madonko. Is that a good schedule for everybody? Yeah. Not if you like it. Cool bananas. So now we have Bella. Isabella, we're ready for you.
Sure. So I'm reading from a really weird book that I picked up in an esoteric shop. It's called The Good Spell Book.
Okay.
And I'm reading a contribution called To Cure Baldness. A Romany remedy said to make hair grow on a balding patch is to mix equal measures of rosemary oil, almond oil, and bay rum, and to rub that into the scalp morning and night. To halt thinning, rub garlic oil into the scalp morning and night. To strengthen hair and prevent loss, rinse with an infusion of half a teaspoon of rosemary sprigs in 1 cup of water. To grow a good head of hair, Romanies say, stir, spoon, and do so when the moon's waxing and never in her wane. I thought it was a cute poem, so there you go.
It. I love it very much. I
It's my
love it very
pleasure.
much. That's fabulous. Toko is clapping merrily. We love it. We love your poem. Thank you. So thank you, Bella. Bless you. In fact, thank you, everybody.
Pleasure.
You've been stunning, all of you, musicians and poets, and the ones who are syncretic, if we can call you that, who can do both. We're going to want Steve Newman to do his last song for us, please. Steve, are you ready? After which we're going to have Roche do her last poem for us, and so on. Steve?
Yes.
Are you ready, my dear?
Nelly?
So just to recap, we're going to have Steve, then Roche, then Glenn, if that's okay, and then Toko. Have I missed Zenny? If I've missed Zenny, just throw yourself into the mix.
I've been catered for, thank you.
Oh, yes, of course, you already got one poem. See, I just want more out of you. All right, Steve, we're all yours.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. That was very beautiful. Thank you. Everybody is applauding, though their mics are on mute. Thank you so much, Steve. We're privileged to have you, and we're going to have you next week, hopefully, again, but I'll be in touch with you via messaging. Okay, I think we now have Roche. Thank you, Steve. But stay with us and watch the last three people perform. We're going to have Roche do her last poem, Glenn do a piece of music, and then Toko last poem. Thank you very much. Roche, we're all yours. I'm muting the other people. My apologies. Go ahead. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Roche, when you're ready.
Shh. Quiet, listen, and let the poet speak. Lend your ears and let the poet speak, please, and ease your fears. Let the poet speak and enlighten your mind. Let the poet speak and watch your soul rise effortlessly, like it was always meant to do. Armed with nothing but words, the poet navigates this world with sound and rhythm, stomping metaphors and similes, unearthing sacred verses you never dreamed to exist. Resist if you must, you there in that dark room. Your only wish is entertainment, but if you open yourself, you'll find an arrangement of things you already know, poems becoming prose, replanting seeds already sown, constructed for you by the poet to help your spirit grow. Let the poet speak, and as your heartbeat mimics the content, pulses, the stream merges with your energy, embraces your being, praise the poet for their work and their meaning, like the ancient soothsayers of yesteryear, where crowds gathered to decipher, to denote, and uncode the wisdom imparted from their lips. Let the poet speak, but not in vain. Reflect, respect, and understand their pain, their hopes, their dreams, their need to stand nakedly in front of you, reciting to you things they just have to say. Hurts that have come their way, that bled and lay internally until they are staged for you. Let the poet know that you agree or disagree. Indicate that you've cognized their rhyme, their art, their timing, crafting and drafting each sentence to share with you a poem so precious. If left inside, it would fester, and the poet would surely die. Let the poet speak and see nations rise to their feet, an army clad in harmony, protesters upholding banners that read down with hatred and division. Hear the poet out when you're dealing with loss, that crowded place that only you, God, and the poet knows. Let the poetry assure you that it will be all right, that when your world plummets and falls, just hold yourself tight to make it right. Let the poet right that wrong, and perhaps not pleasantly, but as time suspends, your hurt will too, replaying continuously, repetitively the poet's words to you. Let the poet's words dance in your joy, arc the corners of your mouth, recount the preciousness of your life. Let the poet speak, but dear poet, when they let you speak and tweak their minds, be weary that your words can ignite or spite, heal or deride with every word you recite. If you are the poet, honor the privilege, the platform, the hour, devour each passing moment they let you speak, eating their time like your last meal. Intend to let them feel the best way you can, for you are the poet. And though they may not know it, they were always waiting to hear you speak. Thank you.
That was very
Wow.
beautiful, very beautiful.
Oh,
And you should have seen Toko's facial expression as she was watching you.
Thank you, Roche.
You're fabulous. Thank you very much. Everybody loves it. Glenn, are you ready with a small piece of us?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm ready for you. There we go. We all yours.
All right. I call this Inside Out. Go.
That was very, very moving. Thank you very much, Glenn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you, if not next week, soon enough. We're going to go out with Toko. I'm going to put you on spotlight. There we go. Thank you, Toko. We all yours.
Thank you. So this is one of my poems that was published in Stanzas number 17. It came out in January. It's called Glass of Wine. There are days when you don't want to know where the grapes were grown. Days you can't ask if there were bees to pollinate or frogs to sing along. Minutes when you look away from the clock to let your eyes rest in the stars. Seconds when the passing of a leader means the change of God was not meant for you. There are days when you give up the low-hanging fruit and demand the whole tree. Days when the pages of the Constitution constitute a crime scene. Minutes when a post office scale becomes a murder weapon. Seconds when a mother hears her missing daughter is tied up in the school toilets. There are days when the wine helps cool the day's tear gas, days when the young women in black sit in the street singing to fallen sisters, minutes when police hold the beating line, seconds when a president pre-records the act of independence. There are days when the Uber driver says he will return home, days when a family receives their dead with a nation's pain, minutes when the history of violence is repeated in a single tweet, seconds when the internet is blocked and the night falls. There are days and minutes and seconds when you have to make time for that glass of wine. Thank you.
Woo! That was gorgeous. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. I just wanted to to check if everybody's good. Okay, everybody's good. So I just wanted to conclude, unless somebody wants to say something very briefly, to thank everybody who was part of the today. Laura Myers, Jared Rousseau, and myself, Bernadette with him, and the performers, Steve Newman, Glenn Arendse, Scenario Ozeni Barents, Scenario Barents, Mansour Jaffer, Isabella Matambanazzo, Roche Kester, Yvette Abrams, and Toko Madonko. So thank you, everyone, and for all the people who joined us earlier and still staying with us. Thank you so much. We will be back next Saturday, 4 p.m. to about 5:30. Please join us then. And if you want to perform, we're waiting for Laura Myers to do some martial arts or something for us in the very near future. She
Maybe
trains
some
for
comedy.
3 hours a day, man, 3 hours. She definitely can be hired as my private security. So all jokes aside, you are beautiful, all generations and all kinds. Thank you very much. And see you next Saturday, right here.
And spread the
Thank
word.
you.
Tell
Thank
them
you,
other people
everybody.
Thank
Yes.
you, Bern. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bernie and all the
Thank you,
organizers
everybody.
for doing this,
Bernadette.
and all the poets who came. Oh, it's been real.
It's been real, as opposed to fake
Thank you.
news. And thank you to Didi Didloff. We look forward to you and 8 of your friends joining us next week as well,
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. We're waiting for you to log out, and then I'll end the meeting. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thanks, everyone.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you all.
Bless
Bye.
you. Bye, darlings. Bye.